Hello, everyone, and welcome inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where it's men's college volleyball action tonight as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets close out day 2 of the BW Invitational against the UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs, the number 13 team in the country. Baldwin Wallace comes in with a record of 3-1 overall. They're 1-0 at home. That one came last night against the Milwaukee School of Engineering Raiders. The UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs come in with a record of 6-3 overall. They're 1-1 in true away games. They've lost on the road in their opener against Menlo in 4 sets. And they have rattled off a 6-2 record since they've lost to Carthage in 5 and Cal Lutheran in 4. Both of those were at home, and they came on back-to-back days, January 17th and January 18th. Since then, they have won against SUNY New Paltz at home in straight sets, and then at Mount Union down the road in Alliance on January 24th. Yesterday evening, they played a one-match down in Alliance and defeated the Purple Raiders in 4 sets, 25-20, 18-25, 26-24, and 25-18. Taking a look at the starting lineups, first for the Banana Slugs of UC Santa Cruz. The setter is a 6'1 sophomore from Moraga, California, and Capolindo High School, number 1, Andrew Pack. An outside hitter, a 6'5 first-year player from Upland, California, and Upland High School, number 2, AJ Contreras. The middle blocker is a 6'4 sophomore from Cupertino, California, and Cupertino High School. Wearing number 12 tonight is Kyle Ownbay. At middle, a 6'6 graduate student from Mountain View, California, number 9, Ethan Makashima. At outside hitter, a 6-foot junior from Redondo Beach, California, and Redondo Union High School, number 11, Riley Norman. At outside hitter, a 6'5 senior from Santa Barbara, California, number 16, Dylan Foreman. And at outside opposite hitter, a 6'2 senior from Syracuse, New York, and the American International School of Johannesburg, number 25, Nico Espinosa, who will be the libero for the Banana Slugs tonight. They are led by Jake Landell, the head coach. He's assisted by Rowdy Lennon. Taking a look at the starting lineup for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. At outside hitter, a 6'4 senior from Powell and St. Charles High School, number 4, Ted Hoffmeister. At outside hitter, a 6'3 sophomore from Loveland, Ohio, number 11, Owen Wynn. At middle hitter, a 6'4 junior from Powell, Olentangy Liberty High School, number 12, Colby Whiteside. At right side hitter, a 6'3 senior from Massillon Jackson High School, number 15, Carson Junker. At middle hitter, a 6'3 senior from Freedom, Pennsylvania, and Ambridge Area High School, number 17, Reed Fisher. At outside hitter, a 6'2 sophomore from Westerville Central High School, number 21, Daniel Latham. And the libero is a 5'11 sophomore from Powell, Olentangy Liberty High School, number 23, Jack Sullenberger. The Yellow Jackets are led by Kyle Mars, who is in his 5th season with the program. He is assisted by Dan Martin, graduate assistant Jason Klein, director of volleyball operations Nicole Logan, and student assistant coach Alyssa Seiji. The Yellow Jackets will be in gold with brown numerals, in a white trim with the BW Athletic logo on the left shoulder of the jersey, the right leg of the shorts, the number on the left side of the shorts, and the Baldwin Wallace written across the nameplate in brown, trimmed in white. The libero, Sullenberger, will be in a brown jersey with gold trim down the sides, gold numerals trimmed in brown and white, and Baldwin Wallace written across the nameplate. The Banana Slugs will be in blue uniforms with gold numerals UCSC with the Banana Slug logo on the front of the jersey. And then a Banana Slug on the nameplate of the back of the blue jerseys. Their libero will be in gold with blue numerals and blue lettering across the front. The Yellow Jackets will hit right to left in this first set. UC Santa Cruz will hit left to right. Just about to get set for this matchup as the Yellow Jackets, who are in the others receiving votes category, taking on the 13th ranked University of California, Santa Cruz. And Carson Junker will get it underway for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets as they have first serve. Junker with the right hand sends it over. It's played tight to the net, and that's going to be an ace as it goes underneath the net on the first hit from Santa Cruz. Junker will stay on to serve and try to build on an early advantage for the Yellow Jackets. It's played by Contreras up to Pack, and it's finished at the net by Ownbay. He hit it through a block attempt, and it's down for the kill. And coming on to serve is Riley Norman, the Redondo Beach, California native. Gives the ball a long spin on his right hand before he tosses it up and sends it over, and that's going to be an ace as Hoffmeister dove to his right but couldn't elevate it enough in a positive direction for a teammate to get a hit on it as it careened out of bounds and quickly to the floor. Norman stays on to serve with the Banana Slugs leading the Yellow Jackets by a 2-1 count. Junker with a set. Latham with a tip at the net. Sends it out of bounds, and the officials on the floor said there was no tip. It was, in fact, sent out by the Yellow Jackets. It's a 3-1 lead for Santa Cruz. Norman tosses it up into the air and sends it long. The point and serve will go over to the Yellow Jackets. Ted Hoffmeister, the transfer from Trine University, the reigning Midwest Collegiate Volleyball League Player of the Year, sends it over. It's played up to Pack. Middle hit, absolutely crushed by Ownbay for the kill as it deflects out of bounds off of Hoffmeister. And now Ownbay will drop back to serve. Floats it over. Sullenberger up to Junker, over to Whiteside. It's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Reed Fisher comes on to replace Jack Sullenberger. And Colby Whiteside will serve it up for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. And they trail at 4-3 here in this first set. Whiteside with 4 service aces on the season. As Pack elevates the second hit. It's played over, and Junker gets the hit over to Hoffmeister. Now to Latham off the top of a block. It's down for a Yellow Jacket point. Hoffmeister, the newest member of the 1,000 kill club. He picked up his 1,000th kill last night for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, so congratulations to him. Whiteside stays on serve, floats it over, and sets it just about a foot too long as it misses the end line. It is a side out for the Banana Slugs as they send Kyle Valente, a Campbell, California native, on to serve. He'll float it over. It's played by Hoffmeister. Up to Junker. Reed Fisher at the net with the finish. That'll draw the Yellow Jackets even with Santa Cruz at 5 here in this first set. And it'll be Daniel Latham who will drop back to serve. He tosses it high into the air and crushes it over to the net. It's played over to the right side and tipped down by Contreras for the point. Contreras on the serve. Sullenberger on the reception. Over to Herbst who checks in. Estevez with the hit. It's played up by the Banana Slugs. It'll be sent over on the third on a free. Sullenberger on the dive. Up to Herbst. Over to Estevez. Over a block attempt. Kept alive once more. Now an outside hit attempt by Norman. And the Yellow Jackets will deflect it out of bounds. The Yellow Jackets sent off Junker and Whiteside as well as Latham and got Herbst and Estevez on the floor. And Contreras will stay on serve and he will send it just a little bit too long. The Yellow Jackets get back within a point as they trail at 7-6 with Owen Wynn on serve. Owen Wynn with 3 service aces on the year. Serving at an 820 clip. He puts it over. It's played up and an outside hit from Noy Fisher, the southpaw, native of San Jose, California. Put it down for the kill. Ethan Makashima goes to serve. It's played by Hoffmeister up to Herbst. Over to Estevez. Kept alive, but sent over on a first hit, and Hoffmeister will put it down for the Yellow Jacket point. Reed Fisher to serve for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Already 4 service aces on the year. It's played up, and once more to Fisher, but he mishandles it and sends it into the net for a Yellow Jacket point. So Reed Fisher for BW and Noy Fisher for UC Santa Cruz on the floor. As Reed Fisher will send it over. It's played up to Valente. Outside hit attempt. Dive by Herbst to keep it alive. Fisher with a second hit. Wynn sends it just a little bit too long. He put a good swing on it, but put too much muscle behind it and sent it out of bounds. Sullenberger returns for Reed Fisher. And on to serve, rather back to serve, I should say, is Noy Fisher for Santa Cruz. Left-handed serve played by Sullenberger all the way over the net and then tipped back and down by Kyle Ownbay. It's a 2-point advantage for the Banana Slugs as they lead it 10-8 over the Yellow Jackets here in the first set. Noy Fisher flips it up with the left hand, sends it over. Sullenberger to Evan Herbst. Goldie Whiteside through a block, but it's backed up by Noy Fisher. Now an outside hit attempt, dug out by Sullenberger. Herbst with a set. Hoffmeister into a block, sent back over by Sullenberger. Now a miss hit actually turns into a point for UC Santa Cruz as Norman looked like he got confused whether he wanted to set it or actually hit it toward the net and mishandled it, but it was still played over, and the Yellow Jackets were out of system, and it fell to the floor for a Banana Slugs point. Noy Fisher with the serve, and it's wide of the sideline. It is a Yellow Jacket point. And now Latham and Junker get set to check back in for Herbst and Estevez. As Pack and Foreman come back in for Noy Fisher and Valente of UC Santa Cruz. Carson Junker on serve. It's played up to Pack. Outside hit attempt is down for the kill off the hand of Dylan Foreman. And it's also down the tunnel to my right here at Ursprung Gymnasium. It's served over by Norman, and he's a little bit long with that serve attempt, so it will be a point and serve going over to the Yellow Jackets. Ted Hoffmeister on the serve. It's played tight to the net by Pack, and Contreras with a beautiful swing puts it down far sideline and buries it for the kill. Sullenberger on the serve reception up to Junker. Back row attack from Hoffmeister. It's down for the point. The Yellow Jackets cut the deficit to 2. It's 13-11 in favor of UC Santa Cruz. Colby Whiteside will drop back to serve for the Yellow Jackets. He spins the ball into his right hand, gets a feel for it, flips it to his left, sends it up and over the line. Point and serve back to UC Santa Cruz, and they will sub in Noy Fisher and Kyle Valente. Valente will be on serve. On the year, 3 service aces coming into the match. It's played by Hoffmeister up to Junker. Reed Fisher with a big swing, and it's deflected out of bounds by the Banana Slugs. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Daniel Latham on serve for the Yellow Jackets. He sends it high into the air with a toss and then smokes it out of bounds. The Yellow Jackets having some trouble controlling the pace of the match by staying on serve. And Latham and Junker will check out for Herbst and Estevez. AJ Contreras on the serve for UC Santa Cruz. Played by Sullenberger up to Herbst, over to Estevez, through a block. It's backed up by Contreras. Set up for Noy Fisher on the outside. He gets it blocked, but it's kept alive on a dive. Another hit. This time it's down for the Banana Slugs point. As Riley Norman put it down, but really credit Valente with the dive to keep that point alive. To set up Norman for the kill. Contreras stays on serve. Hoffmeister up the floor to Herbst. Reed Fisher hits it off of a block, says the stand umpire, and the coaching staff for UC Santa Cruz thought that it would be their point, but the official said otherwise, and now the Yellow Jackets will go on serve. They trail it by 3. Owen Wynn on serve. Played by Contreras. Up to Valente, over to Norman, and it's down for the Banana Slugs point. They lead it 17-13 here in the first set. Ethan Makashima drops back to serve for UC Santa Cruz. He sends it over. Sullenberger on the reception. Herbst with the second hit. Over to Estevez. Down the line he goes. Valente on a dive. Sends it over on the second hit. Herbst with a set. Back row attack from Wynn, and he hits it into the net for another UC Santa Cruz point. And a timeout on the floor by Coach Kyle Mars of the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, with them trailing 18-13 here in the first set. While we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that the matches today in the BW Invitational are being brought to you by University Hospital, Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's matches are also brought to you by City Barbecue, celebrating 25 years of competition quality barbecue, the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893, Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider, Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics, Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You are enjoying today's matches in the BW Invitational on BWYellowJackets.com. On the floor for UC Santa Cruz, it's Makashima who will stay on serve, along with Valente, Contreras, Noy Fisher, Kyle Onbe, and Riley Norman. On the floor for the Yellow Jackets, Owen Wynn, Reed Fisher, Jacob Estevez, Evan Herbst, Ted Hoffmeister, and Jack Sullenberger. Nakashima flips it into the air with the right hand, sends it over. It's received by Sullenberger. Up to Herbst. Reed Fisher off of a couple of deflections. It's out of bounds for a Yellow Jacket point. Colby Whiteside comes back for the Yellow Jackets, and seeing his first action today on to serve is freshman libero David Abercrombie, a 6-foot native of Maricopa, Arizona. He sends it over with the right hand. It's played by Contreras. Up to Valente. A big swing at the net is sent out of bounds by the Banana Slugs. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Abercrombie will stay on serve. The Yellow Jackets trim the deficit to 3. Abercrombie chops at it 4 times, dribbles it twice, and then sends it over. And unfortunately for the Yellow Jackets, he sends it out as it sails a little long, and it's a UC Santa Cruz point. Abercrombie checks out along with Reed Fisher. Sullenberger comes back in. Noy Fisher to serve for Santa Cruz. They'll flip it in the air, send it into the top of the net on the tape, and it's back on UCSC's side. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets as Herbst and Estevez will check out for Junker and Latham. Valente and Noy Fisher check out. Pack and Foreman return for UC Santa Cruz. Carson Junker will be on serve for the Yellow Jackets. Sends it in the air with the right hand, sends it over. And that's going to be an ace as it caroms off of the hands of Nico Espinosa. Out of bounds. He took a hard right turn off of Espinosa's left arm and headed out of bounds. And the Banana Slugs couldn't get to it in time for a second hit. Fisher stays on serve. He'll send it over. It's played by Contreras. Up to Pack. Outside attack attempt. Blocked down by the Yellow Jackets. Hoffmeister got a piece of it. And Colby Whiteside was in the mix as well. Timeout on the floor by Jake Landell of UC Santa Cruz. And once again, while we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that today's game matches in the BW Men's Volleyball Invitational are being brought to you by University Hospital, Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's matches are also brought to you by City Barbecue, celebrating 25 years of competition quality barbecue, the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893, Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider, Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics, Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying today's matches in the BW Men's Volleyball Invitational on BWYellowJackets.com. Out of the timeout, Whiteside, Hoffmeister, Sullenberger, Latham, Wynn, and Junker for the Yellow Jackets. Junker will stay on serve. Ownbay, Foreman, Contreras, Pack, Espinosa, and Norman on the floor for UC Santa Cruz. Junker with the serve. It's played by Espinosa up to Pack. Outside attack is going to be into the wall and out of bounds off of the Yellow Jackets. Dylan Foreman credited with the kill. Riley Norman on serve, and again spinning the ball on his right hand before tossing it up and sending it over. Sullenberger on the reception, but he misplays it, and it's an ace for the Banana Slugs. Timeout by the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. They trail it 21-18 here in the first set. That is their second and final timeout. They had cut the deficit to a point at 19-18. But 2 straight points have the Banana Slugs out in front by 3 and just 4 shy of closing out the first set with a win. Busy Sunday ahead here at Ursprung Gymnasium, as after tonight's matches, both teams will be in action again tomorrow. UC Santa Cruz will get an early start to their day as they play the Milwaukee School of Engineering in the 10 a.m. match. And then it's a battle of top 15 teams as St. John Fisher will battle UC Santa Cruz at noon. And then Baldwin Wallace will be in action on Sunday when they take on St. John Fisher at 2:30 p.m. So back-to-back matches for Santa Cruz, first against Milwaukee School of Engineering and then against St. John Fisher. And then it's back-to-back matches for the Cardinals as they take on UC Santa Cruz and then end the BW Invitational against the host Yellow Jackets. Riley Norman stays on serve. Fires it over with a right hand. Sullenberger sends it over on the reception. Pack with the set, and with the finish, it's Kyle Ownbay. Norman stays on serve. It's 22-18. UC Santa Cruz leads it. Norman serve played by Sullenberger. Up to Junker. Over to Latham on the left side. It's dug out by Espinosa. Up to Pack. And this time the Yellow Jackets dig out an outside hit. Latham with a tip attempt, and he puts it down for the Yellow Jacket point. The scouting report on Daniel Latham is a right arm. Absolutely a launcher for big-time power shots. And on that one, he saw the block coming, punched it over the block with a soft hit, and well-placed hit. And as I say that, the Yellow Jackets give the point back as Ted Hoffmeister is off the mark with the serve. And UC Santa Cruz will go back on serve with Kyle Ownbay doing the honors. And off the top of the net, it's played by Hoffmeister. Up to Junker, over to Owen Wynn, and Owen Wynn sends it out of bounds. That puts the Banana Slugs on set point. Ownbay will serve it up. Played by Sullenberger, tight to the net for Junker. Whiteside hit into a block, and it's down for the point. Makashima comes up with the set clinching block as UC Santa Cruz wins the first set by a 25-19 count. We're going to step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll have second set action for you right here on BWYellowJackets.com. Thanks, dude. Welcome back in to the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where it's BW Invitational action between the 13th ranked UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs and Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. After the first set, UC Santa Cruz leads the match 1-0. They took the first set 25-19. Taking a look at some individual statistics, Riley Norman and Kyle Ownbay had 4 kills each. Norman hitting at a .429 clip in 7 total attacks. 2 kills each for AJ Contreras and Dylan Foreman, and then 1 for Noy Fisher. Set assists, 6 for Andrew Pack and 3 for Kyle Valente. 2 service aces belong to Riley Norman. And then in digs, leading the way, it's AJ Contreras with 3. The solo block belonged to Ethan Makashima, and that was the only block shot for the Banana Slugs, and it came on the set point for UC Santa Cruz. Leading the way for the Yellow Jackets, Reed Fisher had 4 kills in 4 attacks. He's hitting at a 1,000 clip. Daniel Latham and Ted Hoffmeister with 2 kills apiece, and then Colby Whiteside had 1. Carson Junker leading the way in set assists with 5 of the Yellow Jackets' 8. Evan Herbst had 2, and Ted Hoffmeister had 1. 2 service aces, both belong to Carson Junker. And then the lone block shot for the Yellow Jackets was a combo block for Hoffmeister and Colby Whiteside. As a team, UC Santa Cruz hit at a .455 clip. The Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets a .182 hit percentage in that first set. On the floor for the Yellow Jackets in the second set, it will be Hoffmeister, Junker, Reed Fisher, Whiteside, Wynn, Latham, and then Sullenberger, the defensive specialist, will sub in. For the Banana Slugs, it will be Riley Norman, Ethan Makashima, Andrew Pack, AJ Contreras, Dylan Foreman, and Kyle Ownbay. And Nico Espinosa will sub in. He will relieve Ethan Makashima on this rotation. And Sullenberger will come in and spell Reed Fisher. Riley Norman will serve it up to start the second set for UC Santa Cruz. Takes a deep breath as he spins the ball on his right hand, flips it into the air, sends it over. It's played by Sullenberger. Up to Junker, over to Latham on the right side, dug out by Norman. Over to Pack, Contreras on the left side, hits it through a block, and it's a Banana Slugs point. So Norman will stay on serve. Norman sends it over. A dive by Hoffmeister to keep it alive. Sullenberger sets it up for Latham, and Latham puts it down for the kill. Whiteside will sub out, as will Jack Sullenberger. Right, Reed Fisher will check in, and seeing his first action in this match is the Yellow Jacket outstanding senior from Hilliard Darby High School, number 1, Michael Beard, who will go on serve. Beard sends it in the air with the right hand, sends it over, and that's going to be an ace as it's played out of bounds by AJ Contreras. It went over the net, but it went wide of the sideline. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets, and they have an early 2-1 lead here in the second set. Michael Beard puts the ball on his left hip, takes a deep breath, flips it up with the right hand, and sends it off the top of the net. It's played by Espinosa. Up to Pack, over to Foreman, and he tried to quick tip it, and he did it into a block, but the Yellow Jackets blocked it out of bounds. It's a point for the Banana Slugs, and we're even at 2. Colby Whiteside comes back in for a moment, and then we'll quickly sub out so the Yellow Jackets can get their defensive specialist on the floor. That's Jack Sullenberger. Kyle Ownbay on serve for Santa Cruz. Hoffmeister to Junker, right side to Latham, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Latham starting to get into a rhythm. And that makes things very interesting for the Yellow Jackets opposition. Latham on serve now for the Yellow Jackets. He fires it over the net. It's played to Pack and hit down for the kill by Ethan Makashima. Pack and Foreman will check out. Noy Fisher and Kyle Valente will check in. Valente will go on serve. It's played by Hoffmeister. Up to Junker. Back over to Latham, and he goes cross-court corner and buries another kill for the Yellow Jackets. Owen Wynn on serve for the Yellow Jackets now. He'll send it into the net, and it's a point for UC Santa Cruz. Yellow Jackets with 5 service errors in the first set. Already picked up one here. And they're going to get one back as A.J. Contreras just goes a little bit too long on his serve. And now the Yellow Jackets will sub out Reed Fisher and Sullenberger for Colby Whiteside. And David Abercrombie. Abercrombie will be on serve. He goes through his pre-serve routine. 4 chops, a couple dribbles with the right hand, and then he fires it over the net. Espinosa over to Valente. Big swing. And it's off the top of the net and out of bounds by Riley Norman. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Abercrombie stays on serve. It's played by Espinosa. Up to Valente. And a block at the net gives the Yellow Jackets a point. Noy Fisher went with a softer hit, and Hoffmeister was able to put it down for the Yellow Jacket. Block and point. BW now out to a 7-4 advantage early in this second set. Abercrombie sends it into the net. It's a point for UC Santa Cruz. And they will go on serve, and it'll be Ethan Makashima who will be on serve as Espinosa subs out, and Kyle Onbe will check in for the Banana Slugs. Sullenberger returns for the Yellow Jackets. Makashima off the top of the net, played by Wynn. Up to Junker, over to Hoffmeister. Into a block attempt. It's down for the Yellow Jacket point. Carson Junker on serve. Makashima checks out. Espinosa will check in. Junker's serve played by Norman. He'll get it back on a set. Hoffmeister with a dig. Over to Sullenberger. It'll be Hoffmeister off his back foot. It's going to be a Banana Slugs point as it hit the post that extends from the net here at Ursprung Gymnasium. Noy Fisher will go on serve for the Banana Slugs. They trail at 8-6 here in the second set. It's played all the way over on the reception by Owen Wynn and punctuated down for the point by Riley Norman. Noy Fisher will stay on serve. He chops at it 3 times, spins it into his right hand. Scoops it with his left and sends it over off the top of the net with his left. Win on a dive, keeps it alive to Junker, over to Hoffmeister, through a block, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket point. Pack and Foreman check back in for UC Santa Cruz. Tad Hoffmeister will serve for the Yellow Jackets. Floats it over with the right hand. It's played by Contreras up to Pack. Onbe with a big swing, and that's going to be a kill as Sullenberger can't get there with a dive. He slid about 30 feet trying to get to that ball and could not do it. It's a point for UC Santa Cruz. Then they have Riley Norman up on the service rotation. He'll spin the ball on his right hand for a good 7 seconds before he sends it over and sends it out on the first hit. Michael Beard and Reed Fisher, will check in. Sullenberger and Colby Whiteside will check out. Beard will go on serve. Beard sends it over. It's played by Espinoza. Up to Pack. Over to Contreras. Over a block. It's tipped by Junker. Beard with the second hit. It'll be flipped over by Reed Fisher. And he put it deep. Seeing all the Banana Slugs hug the net. Knowing that nobody was going to get to that back line. And he put it 1 foot inside of that back line for the Yellow Jacket point. They lead it 11-8 in the second set. Beard will stay on serve. Off the top of the net, and it is ruled out by the line judge. It's a point for UC Santa Cruz. Onbe will serve. Makashima returns. Beard and Whiteside sub out for the Yellow Jackets. Sullenberger and Latham come back for BW. It's floated over by Onbe. Up to Junker now. Big hit by Fisher. It's blocked at the net. Junker with another set. Over to Wynn on the left side. Through a block, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket point off the deflection. Daniel Latham will be serving for BW. Latham's serve played by Norman. Up to Pack. Right side attack is down for the Banana Slugs point. Dylan Foreman will get the kill off the Yellow Jacket deflection. Valente and Noy Fisher return to replace Pack and Foreman. Valente will be on serve. He'll float it over. Hoffmeister up to Junker. Over to Latham on the right side into a block. It's kept alive a couple of times, and then Owen Wynn bumps Reed Fisher, and the ball falls to the court without a third hit. Hoffmeister kept it alive by punching it into the air. Junker did the same thing. Actually, Fisher did the same thing, I should say. And then the Yellow Jackets couldn't get a third hit. Latham will attempt a third hit. This time goes with a roll shot. It's played by Noy Fisher up to Valente. Quick hit by Makashima at the net, and he puts it down for the Santa Cruz kill. We're even at 12 with this little rally here from UC Santa Cruz. Valente stays on serve. It's received by Wynn. Up to Junker. Quick hit by Fisher. Kept alive by Norman. Up to Makashima. Over to Contreras. Through a block. It's kept alive by Reed Fisher. Then Owen Wynn punctuates the Yellow Jacket point with a second hit. Out of rhythm, falling backwards off his back foot. Put it down through a block for a kill. Owen Wynn will go on serve now for the Yellow Jackets. They lead at 13-12 here in this second set. It's played by Espinosa up to Valente. Makashima at the net, dug out by Sullenberger. Junker with the set. Latham with the right side hit, and it is deflected out of bounds. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Owen Wynn stays on serve. It's played back row by Contreras. Over to Valente, back to Contreras, and he misplayed it. It's another point for the Yellow Jackets. Owen Wynn will stay on serve once more. It's played by a dive by Espinosa, played over to Contreras off the top of a block, and it's a point for the Banana Slugs. 15-13. UC Santa Cruz trails Baldwin Wallace in his second set, but UCSC is up 1-0. Contreras on serve. Sullenberger on the reception. Up to Junker. Over to Hoffmeister on the left side. Into a block. It's backed up by Sullenberger. Hoffmeister on a dive. Keeps it alive. It's sent over by Fisher on a free ball. Makashima at the net. Absolutely crushes the set from Valente. And it brings the Banana Slugs within a point of the Yellow Jackets. Contreras on serve. Sullenberger on the reception. Up to Junker. Reed Fisher with the middle hit. Played up by Valente. It's tipped over by Norman, and it's going to be through the hands of Latham and out of the reach of Owen Wynn on the dive for a Banana Slugs point. We're even at 15 here in the second set. Contreras stays on serve for a third straight point. It's played by Hoffmeister. Up to Junker. Over to Hoffmeister again. Through a block. Backed up by Espinoza. Over to Norman. Now Noy Fisher hits it into a block. Makashima with the first hit. Over to Valente. Now to Norman. Dug out by Sullenberger. Up to Junker. Back row attack from Wynn. Through a block. It's punched right back over by the Banana Slugs. Junker with a quick tip. Off of Espinosa. Kept alive by Contreras. Punched over by Norman. Deflected right back by Reed Fisher. Valente with a set. It is punched down by Carson Junker of the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. He said, I've had enough of this rally, and I'm going to end it right here, and he did. Abercrombie and Whiteside check in for Sullenberger and Fisher. Abercrombie goes on serve. It's floated over. Espinoza on the reception. Over to Valente. Norman on the attack. It's blocked by the Yellow Jackets. Kept alive on a dive. Norman with a second shot. This time it's blocked, and it's down for a Yellow Jacket point. Carson Junker playing a little angry here in this second set, and he's gotten the last 2 points for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. David Abercrombie stays on serve. Espinoza on the reception. Up to Valente. Over to Norman. This time Norman puts it down through a block attempt and draws the Banana Slugs to within a point. They trail the Yellow Jackets 17-16. Fisher comes back in and immediately goes back out as he's subbed in for Jack Sullenberger. And Ethan Makashima will be on serve for UC Santa Cruz. It's played by Hoffmeister. Up to Junker. Back row attack from Wayne, and it's a clean kill as it hits nothing but the court for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Carson Junker on serve for Baldwin Wallace. Jumping right-handed serve played by Contreras. Up to Valente. Quick set. And it's out of bounds. Off of Kyle Ownbay. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. They lead it 19-16 here in the second set, and a timeout on the floor by UC Santa Cruz. While we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that today's matches in the BW Invitational are being brought to you by University Hospitals, Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics, and Dane Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's matches are also brought to you by City Barbecue, celebrating 25 years of competition quality barbecue, the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893, Chuck Fortuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider, Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics, Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying today's action in the BW Men's Volleyball Invitational on BWYellowJackets.com. Both of these teams will be in action tomorrow. UC Santa Cruz will play the Milwaukee School of Engineering at 10 a.m. and then turn right back around and play St. John Fisher in a battle of top 15 teams before St. John Fisher ends the Invitational against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. Whiteside, Wynn, Hoffmeister, Sullenberger, Latham, and Junker on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Noy Fisher along with Ownbay, Valente, Espinoza, Contreras, and Norman on the floor for the Banana Slugs. Junker on serve for the Yellow Jackets. He flips it up into the air and sends it over with the right hand. Norman to Valente, back to Norman off the top of a block, backed up by Junker. And it'll be sent out of bounds by Owen Wynn. Wynn hustled after it and then kind of had his feet go out from underneath him right as he was approaching the scorer's table. And then he wrapped it around the wrong side of the post that extends from the net. So Noy Fisher will be on serve. It's played by Hoffmeister. Up to Junker. White side at the net. Dug out by Espinosa, and it'll be mishit by Contreras. He didn't time his jump properly and sent it into the bottom of the net for a Yellow Jacket point. Ted Hoffmeister on serve for the Yellow Jackets. It's played up to Pack, who subs in, and it's finished at the net by Dylan Foreman, who returned as well. It's a point for UC Santa Cruz. They trail, the Banana Slugs trail at 20-18. And they have Riley Norman on serve, who's been absolutely lights out at the service line. It's played by Hoffmeister all the way over, and that's going to be finished at the net by A.J. Contreras. Timeout on the floor by the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. They lead at 20-19, but the Banana Slugs are on a little bit of a momentum roll. And while we have this break in the action, I want to remind you that today's matches in the BW Men's Volleyball Invitational are being brought to you by University Hospital's Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's matches are also brought to you by City Barbecue, celebrating 25 years of competition-quality barbecue. The Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying the matches in today's BW Men's Volleyball Invitational on BWYellowJackets.com. On the floor for the Yellow Jackets, it's Colby Whiteside, Carson Junker, Daniel Latham up front, Jack Sullenberger, Owen Wynn, and Ted Hoffmeister in the back. Andrew Peck, Nico Espinosa, Riley Norman, Dylan Foreman, A.J. Contreras, and it's a service ace to put the Banana Slugs in front, or rather to even the score, I should say, at 20. Riley Norman and hits it into the net for the service error. Kyle Ownbay, the sixth player on the floor for UC Santa Cruz. Whiteside and Sullenberger will sub out. Michael Beard and Reed Fisher come back for the Yellow Jackets. Beard to go on serve with the Yellow Jackets in front by a point. Roll shot serve, dug out by Espinosa, up to Pack, over to Contreras through a block. Beard to Junker, over to Wynn. And a point's going to be awarded to the Yellow Jackets. I wonder if Latham hit the deck, and I wonder if he got tied up with one of the Banana Slugs, and they checked on him. To their credit, A.J. Contreras checked on him, and Riley Norman too. Said, hey, dude, you all right? And he gave him the thumbs up sign, and he returned the thumbs up. And Latham will stay in for the Yellow Jackets. Michael Beard stays on serve. And Norman elevates it to Pack. It's an outside hit that's dug out by Junker. Over to Beard. It'll be sent into a block by Owen Wynn, and it's out of bounds off of the Banana Slugs. The Yellow Jackets get the point. And a timeout on the floor by UC Santa Cruz. The Yellow Jackets responded out of their timeout with 3 straight points. And UC Santa Cruz looking to do similar here in this second set, as they are looking to take a 2-0 lead in this match. The Yellow Jackets looking to even things up here in this second set if they can take it. Yellow Jackets off to a 3-1 start this year, and they're off to a 1-0 start not only at home, but in this BW Invitational of theirs as they beat the Milwaukee School of Engineering in straight sets last night to open play for all teams. University of California, Santa Cruz looking to keep the good times rolling as they're on a 2-match winning streak, looking to make it 3 in a row. If they can beat the Yellow Jackets today, and then they have a big day tomorrow. 2 matches, back-to-back 10 and 12. The 12 o'clock one, the showdown that everybody wants to see against St. John Fisher, a battle of the 13th and 11th ranked teams in the country. Out of the timeout for the Yellow Jackets, Latham, Fisher, Wynn, Junker, Hoffmeister, Beard, who's on serve. Norman, Espinoza, Contreras, Pack, Ownbay, and Foreman on the floor for UC Santa Cruz. Beard flips it in the air with the right hand, sends it over. It's played by Norman. Up to Pack, over to Foreman. He hits it into a block, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket point. Reed Fisher with the block. Yellow Jackets on set point now. Beard will serve it up. Espinoza on the reception, up to Pack, over to Contreras. Junker with the first hit. Over to Hoffmeister, who elevates it for Wynn. Wynn puts it down. Far corner for the set point for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. They even it up at 1 set apiece. BW took the second set 25-20 after dropping the first 25-19. We're going to step aside for a break on BWYellowJackets.com. When we come back, third set action for you between UC Santa Cruz and the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Hello, everyone, and welcome back in to the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. Matt Florjancic on the call of today's match between the 13th ranked University of California Santa Cruz Banana Slugs and the others receiving votes, Baldwin Wallace University Yellow Jackets. We're even at 1 set apiece after losing the first set 25-19. The Yellow Jackets rally to a 25-20 victory in the second set. Leading the way overall in kills, it's Owen Wynn, Reed Fisher, and Daniel Latham with 5 each. Fisher leading the way in hit percentage for the Yellow Jackets, a .625 clip as he has 5 kills in 8 total attacks. Ted Hoffmeister has 4 kills, and then Colby Whiteside and Carson Junker with 1 each. Junker leading the way with 12 of the Yellow Jackets. 18 set assists in the match. 3 service aces, I should say, for the Yellow Jackets. 2 for Junker and 1 for Michael Beard. And then the lone solo block belongs to Ted Hoffmeister. And then Hoffmeister, Owen Wynn, Carson Junker, and Reed Fisher each have 1 block assist, while Colby Whiteside has 2 block assists. Leading the way for the Banana Slugs in kills, it's Riley Norman with 8, Kyle Ownbay and Dylan Foreman with 5 each. 4 from AJ Contreras, 3 from Ethan Makashima, and 1 for Noy Fisher. 11 set assists for Andrew Pack, 8 for Kyle Valente. 4 service aces all belong to Riley Norman, and the lone block shot for the Banana Slugs belongs to Ethan Makashima. That was the set point in the first set. On the floor to start this third set for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, Whiteside, Hoffmeister, Latham up front, Junker, Reed Fisher, and Owen Wynn. For the Banana Slugs, it's Ownbay, Pack, Foreman, Norman, Makashima, and Contreras. Makashima will sub out, so Nico Espinoza, the defensive specialist, can sub in. Carson Junker will start off with the serve for the Yellow Jackets. We're even at 1 apiece heading into this third set. Sullenberger checks in for the Yellow Jackets. Reed Fisher will sub out. Junker hits it into the net, and it is down for a UC Santa Cruz point. Riley Norman will serve it up for the Banana Slugs. Scoops it into the air with the right hand, sends it over. Hoffmeister up to Junker, over to Latham, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Daniel Latham absolutely crushed that set from Carson Junker. Ted Hoffmeister on serve now for the Yellow Jackets. It's floated over, up to Pack. The hit is over from Foreman. It's Junker with the first hit, over to Hoffmeister, now to Latham on a roll shot, over a block, it's dug out by Espinoza. Now Contreras will hit it over, Sullenberger to Junker, back row attack from Hoffmeister, dug out by Norman. Over to Pack, it'll be a back row attack for Norman on a roll shot. Hoffmeister to Junker for Colby Whiteside, it's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Hoffmeister will stay on serve for the Yellow Jackets. Played by Norman, tight to the net for Pack, and finished by Kyle Ownbay. Heck of an assist from Andrew Pack. He had no margin for error there. Tight to the net, was able to elevate it enough for Kyle Ownbay to do what Kyle Ownbay does. Put it down emphatically. Ownbay with the serve. Hoffmeister will get it up to Junker, and then Whiteside will smash it down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Ownbay will sub out for Espinoza. Sullenberger and Whiteside will check out. Fisher will come back for the Yellow Jackets. Michael Beard on as well, and he will serve. It's played by Contreras up to Pack. Tight to the net. Contreras gets it blocked, but it is crushed out of bounds. It's a point for UC Santa Cruz. Noy, Fisher, and Kyle Valente will check in for the Banana Slugs. The Yellow Jackets will sub out Michael Beard and Colby Whiteside, so Sullenberger can come back on. Valente will go on serve for UC Santa Cruz. He'll float it over. It's played by Owen Wynn. Over to Junker, back to Wynn on the left side. It's dug out by Espinoza, and then it's tipped over the net on the second hit by Ethan Makashima. Off of a deflection by the Yellow Jackets. Kyle Valente on serve. Sends it over. Wynn to Junker. Over to Latham. He tips it over, and it's down for a point. It was so tight to the net. Latham said, there's no way I can put a good swing on this and keep it in. And he just tipped it over and kept it in and down for a Yellow Jacket point. And now it's Daniel Latham on serve. It's played by Contreras up to Valente, and it's hit into the net. Rather, hits over the net, excuse me. by Makashima, and then hit into the net by the Yellow Jackets on a block attempt for a UC Santa Cruz point. Contreras on serve. And that's going to be an ace as it catches the back line. The Yellow Jackets let it go, and it stayed in. It's now a 6-4 lead for UC Santa Cruz here in the third set. Contreras sends it over. Sullenberger up to Junker, over to Latham on the right side, and Latham crushes it out of bounds. Point for the Banana Slugs. Contreras stays on serve. And that's going to be an ace as Hoffmeister had to go off his left hand and careen into the Yellow Jacket bench, and Wynn couldn't elevate it enough after the second hit for the Yellow Jackets to have a shot at it. Timeout on the floor by the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, and while we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that today's matches in the BW Men's Volleyball Invitational are being brought to you by University Hospitals, Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's matches are also brought to you by City Barbecue, celebrating 25 years of competition quality barbecue, the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893, Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider, Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics, Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying today's matches in the BW Men's Volleyball Invitational on BWYellowJackets.com. Makashima, Norman, Noy Fisher, AJ Contreras, Kyle Valente, and Nico Espinoza on the floor for UC Santa Cruz. The Yellow Jackets counter with Junker, Fisher, Wynn, Hoffmeister, Latham, and Sullenberger. Contreras on serve. It's played by Sullenberger. Up to Junker. Back row attack from Hoffmeister is down for the kill. That cuts the deficit to 3. The Yellow Jackets trail here in the third set by an 8-5 count. Owen Wynn on serve. Jumping right-hander played by Espinoza. Up to Valente. Over to Norman. It's down for the kill. Riley Norman is an outstanding player for this Santa Cruz team. He's been doing a number on the Yellow Jackets on serve, and he's pretty darn good at finishing kills at the net, too. Latham trying to return the favor. Hits it through a block. It's backed up by Makashima. Over to Noy Fisher. It's through a block and down for another UC Santa Cruz point. Ethan Makashima on serve. Win on the reception, up to Junker. Reed Fisher hits it into a block. It's down for the Banana Slugs point. Onbe picked up the block. As Makashima will stay on serve. It's played by Hoffmeister, up to Junker, back to Hoffmeister, through a block. Contreras with a dive, keeps it alive. Now Norman roll shots it over a block. Latham to Junker, over to Hoffmeister on the left side. It's dug out by Valente. To Contreras, punched over by Norman. Latham with a dig. It's set up for Wynn in a back row attack, and that's going to be a kill for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. David Abercrombie subs in and will go on serve. Plays it over. It's set up for a middle attack for Kyle Onbe, and he finishes at the net for the Banana Slugs point. Whiteside and Abercrombie will check out. Check that. Whiteside will stay on. Reed Fisher will sub in and then be subbed out for Jack Sullenberger. And Noy Fisher will be on serve with UC Santa Cruz leading it 12-6 over the Yellow Jackets in the third set. And that is going to be just long. Latham had to skip out of the way of that one to prevent himself from giving a free point away to the Banana Slugs. Fisher and Valente check out. Pack and Foreman return for UC Santa Cruz. Carson Junker goes on serve for the Yellow Jackets. They trail it by 5. Jumping right-handed serve played by Espinoza. Played it backwards over to Contreras. Now to be played over on a free by Foreman. Sullenberger to Junker. Quick set for Whiteside, and he puts it down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Junker on serve once more. Off the top of the net, it's played by Espinoza. Up to Pack. Over to Norman. It's dug out by Wynn. Junker with a second hit. He'll be sent over by Hoffmeister, and it's down off of a quick tip just in front of Contreras. Carson Junker stays on serve. Gets the signal from the official. Dribbles it out. Sets it in his left hand and changes over to his right, scoops it up and sends it over. It's played by Norman. Up to Pack, tight to the net. Foreman with a hit. It's played up by the Yellow Jackets. Junker to Win. Over to Hoffmeister, and Hoffmeister hits it into the net for a UC Santa Cruz point. Riley Norman on serve. It's played all the way over, and then it is crushed to the floor by A.J. Contreras. Sullenberger played it all the way over on the reception, and now that's the second and final timeout of the set for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. While we have this opportunity, I want to remind you once more that today's matches in the BW Men's Volleyball Invitational are being brought to you by University Hospital Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's matches are also brought to you by City Barbecue, celebrating 25 years of competition quality barbecue. The Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying today's matches in the BW Men's Volleyball Invitational on BWYellowJackets.com. On the floor for the Yellow Jackets, it's Wynn, Junker, Whiteside, Hoffmeister, Latham, and Sullenberger. The UC Santa Cruz will answer with Norman, who's on serve, Pack, Espinoza, Ownbay, Contreras, and Foreman. It's played over by the Yellow Jackets, and then Norman sends it out of bounds for a Yellow Jacket point. Ted Hoffmeister will go on serve. It's played over to Contreras. He'll send it over. Hoffmeister to Junker. Over to Wynn, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Hoffmeister will stay on serve. The Yellow Jackets trail at 14-11. They're starting to chip away at this deficit. It's played by Espinoza up to Pack. Quick middle hit is sent out of bounds by Kyle Ownbay for the Yellow Jacket point. Timeout on the floor by UC Santa Cruz as they have watched their lead dwindle down to 2. The Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace trail 14-12 here in the third set. We're even at one set each. basically a best of 3 now. The next team to win 2 sets will close out the victory. It's been a hotly contested match so far. UC Santa Cruz pulled out a 25-19 victory in the first set. The Yellow Jackets answered with a 25-20 victory in the second set. Out of the timeout, Contreras, Pack, Foreman, Norman, Onbe, and Espinoza on the floor for Santa Cruz. The Yellow Jackets will respond with Whiteside, Wynn, Latham, Junker, Sullenberger, and Hoffmeister, who stays on serve. Floating right-hander will drift out of bounds. It's a little bit long. It's a point off the side out. Ethan Makashima will check in and relieve Nico Espinoza. Kyle Onbe on serve. It's played by Hoffmeister. Up to Junker. Over to Wynn on the left side. And it's inbounds for the Yellow Jacket kill. Michael Beard and Reed Fisher will come in to relieve Colby Whiteside and Jack Sullenberger. Onbe will check out for UC Santa Cruz, and Espinoza will return. Beard on serve, takes a long, deep breath with the ball on his left hip. He'll flip it into the air and send it off the top of the net and over. Norman to Pack, over to Foreman, and Foreman hits it out of bounds for a Yellow Jacket point. Noy Fisher and Caio Valente will check in. After a quick discussion, the point was switched over to UC Santa Cruz. And the Banana Slugs will go on serve. Valente will do the honors. He'll float it over. It's Wynn up to Junker, over to Wynn, off the top of a block. Norman on a dive, keeps it alive. It'll be tipped over, but it's out of bounds. Off of Contreras, the Yellow Jackets will get the point. That was an outstanding play by Riley Norman to even get to that volleyball, to elevate it enough to get a second and third hit on it. Daniel Latham on serve, jumping right-hander, crashes into the net. It's a point for UC Santa Cruz. AJ Contreras on serve now for the Banana Slugs. He hits it over. It's Hoffmeister to Junker. Back to Hoffmeister for a back row attack off the top of the net. And it is deflected out of bounds by UC Santa Cruz. It's a Yellow Jacket point. Owen Wynn will go on serve with the Yellow Jackets trailing 17-15. Ethan Makashima being attended to by the assistant coach and the trainer for UC Santa Cruz. Check that head coach, Jack Landell, seeing if Makashima is okay. Apparently he had something going on with his left eye, but he shakes him off and he's staying in the match. Owen Wynn on serve. It's played by Contreras and then sent over by Makashima, but it's just a little too long, says the line judge. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. And they are now 1 point away from evening this third set at 17. Owen Wynn stays on serve. He scoops it up with the right hand, sends it over, and it's going to be a service ace as it caroms off the left arm of Nico Espinoza and goes out of bounds into the barrier that separates Ursprung Gymnasium from the field house here at Baldwin Wallace. Wynn on serve, and that's going to be an ace as it goes to the far left corner of the court and stays in for the Yellow Jackets. It's 18-17, Baldwin Wallace in front. Owen Wynn with the serve. The jumping right-hander into the net. We're even at 18, and serve goes over to UC Santa Cruz. Ethan Makashima will serve. He chops at it twice, dribbles it out twice, gives it a spin, flips it into the air, and sends it over with a right hand. Hoffmeister to Junker, over to Reed Fisher, off of a dive. Contreras keeps it alive. Valente sends it over, then Norman sends it into a block. Valente sends it over, it's kept alive by the Yellow Jackets. Over to Latham, he goes near side, and he sends it out of bounds for the Banana Slugs point. UC Santa Cruz back in front by a 19-18 count. Ethan Makashima stays on serve. He'll hit it over. Sullenberger up to Junker, over to Hoffmeister, through a block. Makashima with a dive, but it's out of bounds. It's a point for the point awarded to the Yellow Jackets. Had to check there for a second. The official in the stands pointed toward UC Santa Cruz and then had to check himself and said, that's my bad. It's point Yellow Jackets. We're back to even at 19. David Abercrombie checks in and goes on serve for the Yellow Jackets. Floats it over. Contreras to Valente. Quick hit from Kyle Ownbay, and it's down for the Banana Slugs point. Reed Fisher comes back in, only to be subbed out by Jack Sullenberger. Colby Whiteside stays on for the Yellow Jackets. Noy Fisher on serve for UC Santa Cruz. The southpaw crashes it into the net. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets, and we're even at 20. Noy Fisher will check out along with Kyle Valente, Andrew Pack, and Dylan Foreman return for UC Santa Cruz. Carson Junker on serve for the Yellow Jackets. It's played by Espinoza, up to Pack, over to Foreman, into a block, it's down for a Yellow Jacket point. Colby Whiteside coming up with the block. Carson Junker on serve once more. It's played by Contreras, up to Pack, over to Foreman. It's down for the Banana Slugs point. We're back to even at 21 here in the third set. It's one set apiece. And Riley Norman goes on serve for UC Santa Cruz. Jumping right-handed serve off the top of the net. Hit by Junker, and that's going to be an ace as the Yellow Jackets can't get a second hit on the ball. Riley Norman throws the ball off of the pillar here at Ursprung Gymnasium. Closes his eyes, almost like a Zen-like state, as he spins the ball on his right hand and sends it over. Sullenberger up to Junker, over to Whiteside. It's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Hoffmeister on serve now for the Yellow Jackets. He sends it over. It's played by Contreras, up to Pack. Over to Foreman, through a block. Junker keeps it alive on a dive to Hoffmeister, over to Wynn, off the top of a block. It's out of bounds, off of the Banana Slugs. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. And Carson Junker is extremely fired up right there. He looked to the Yellow Jacket bench, let out a celebratory scream, and basically said, let's go, let's keep things going. And Hoffmeister looking to do just that. It's played by Espinoza, up to Pack. It's a big swing from Kyle Ownbay, and it's down for a Banana Slugs point. We are even at 23 with Ownbay going on serve for UC Santa Cruz. And a substitution as Makashima comes back on. And now Ownbay will be subbed out on his serve rotation, and coming on for the first time today will be David Polster, a 6'2 junior from St. Louis, Missouri. One of just 4 non-California natives on this roster for UC Santa Cruz. It's played up and over, and Hoffmeister will get a kill. as the Banana Slugs can't keep it alive, and now the Yellow Jackets on set point. Onbe will return to sub out Polster, and then he will immediately sub out so Nico Espinoza can get back on the floor with Michael Beard serving set point for the Yellow Jackets. Jumping right-hander, floated over, Espinoza up to Pack. It'll be a Foreman on the attack, and it's down for the kill. We are even at 24. Dylan Foreman will drop back to serve. Beard will check out. Whiteside will sub in for him and then be immediately lifted for Sullenberger. Foreman sends it over with the right hand. Hoffmeister on a dive on the reception to Junker, over to Wynn, through a block. It's backed up by Norman. Up to Pack. Norman with the back row attack. Dug out by Hoffmeister. Up to Junker, over to Wynn once more, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Set point number 2 for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Daniel Latham will serve it up. And we'll get a quick substitution as Noy Fisher and Kyle Valente check in for the Banana Slugs. Andrew Pack and Dylan Foreman will check out. Timeout on the floor by UC Santa Cruz. It's their second and final timeout. And while we have this break, I should say, I want to remind you that today's matches in the BW Men's Volleyball Invitational are being brought to you by University Hospitals, Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Today's matches are also brought to you by City Barbecue, celebrating 25 years of competition quality barbecue, the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893, Chuck Fortuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider, Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics, Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying the matches in today's day 2 of the 3-day BW Invitational on BWYellowJackets.com. Out of the timeout, Noy Fisher, Ethan Makashima, Riley Norman, Nico Espinoza, AJ Contreras, and Kyle Valente on the floor for the Banana Slugs. The Yellow Jackets will counter with Reed Fisher, Carson Junker, Owen Wynn, Ted Hoffmeister, Jack Sullenberger, and Daniel Latham, who is on serve. Set point number 2 for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Latham sends it over, and it's played right back over. Owen Wynn will send it right back over. It's played over on a free by Ethan Makashima. Junker with the set. Reed Fisher off the top of the block. It's down for the Yellow Jacket point, and they take a 2-1 lead here in this best-of-5 match with the UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs, who had a 1-0 lead. After taking the first set 25-19, the Yellow Jackets have answered 25-20, 26-24 to storm ahead and take a 2-1 lead. We're going to step aside for a break. When we come back on BWYellowJackets.com, it's 4th set action between Baldwin Wallace and UC Santa Cruz. That's fine. Do whatever you got to do. Thanks. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where it's men's volleyball action on the docket tonight between the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets and the 13th ranked UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs. Taking a look at third set statistics for you. With 5 kills each, it was Owen Wynn and Ted Hoffmeister for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Colby Whiteside had 4, Daniel Latham had 2, and Reed Fisher had 1. Carson Junker had 16 of the Yellow Jackets' 17 set assists, 2 service aces, both by Owen Wynn for the Yellow Jackets. And then on digs, leading the way, it was a host of Yellow Jackets with 3. Ted Hoffmeister, Carson Junker, and Jack Sullenberger each had 3. The one solo block belonged to Colby Whiteside. Leading the way for the Banana Slugs, it was Kyle Ownbay with 4. Dylan Foreman with 3, 2 each for AJ Contreras and Ethan Makashima, and then 1 each for Riley Norman and Noy Fisher. 12 set assists as a team. 6 belong to Andrew Pack, 5 to Caio Valente, and 1 to Nico Espinoza. 4 set service aces in that third set by UC Santa Cruz. 3 went to AJ Contreras, 1 to Riley Norman. And then in digs, leading the way in that third set, Espinoza had 4. Riley Norman had 3, including an incredible dive late in that set to try to preserve a point for UC Santa Cruz. 2 for AJ Contreras and 1 for Ethan Makashima. The lone block belonged to Riley Norman. It was a solo effort for UC Santa Cruz in that third set. On the floor to start set number 4 for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, it will be Wynn, Junker, Latham, Whiteside, Hoffmeister, Sullenberger. For UC Santa Cruz, Valente, who's on serve, Contreras, Espinoza, Noy Fisher, Riley Norman, and Ethan Makashima. UC Santa Cruz hitting right to left here in the fourth set. The Yellow Jackets left to right. Back row attack from Ted Hoffmeister is down for the kill. Michael Beard subs in and goes on serve, and he will hit it into the net for a service error. We're even at 1. Riley Norman going through his pre-serve routine, spinning the ball on his hand for about 10 seconds while closing his eyes and taking a couple of deep breaths. Jumping right-hander crashes into the net. It's a service error, point to the Yellow Jackets. Daniel Latham on serve for BW. Jumping right-hander, played by Espinoza. Up to Valente, back row attack for Norman, and it's deflected out of bounds by Ted Hoffmeister of the Yellow Jackets. Makashima will go on serve. Espinoza will sub out, and seeing his first action today, Evan Erickson, a 6'5" middle blocker from San Diego, California, and Westview High School. Makashima serve, played by Wynn. Up to Junker, over to Latham on the right side. He gets it over with a tip. Makashima on a dive. It's a quick set for Erickson, and it's a deflection out of bounds off of the Yellow Jackets. Kyle Mars would like to have a chat with the officials, and he gets a chat, but that was a good call. That was looked, from my vantage point, to be touched by the Yellow Jackets. It's a 3-2 lead for the Banana Slugs with Makashima on serve. Hoffmeister sends it tight to the net. Junker with a set. Through a block, it's Owen Wynn down for the Yellow Jacket kill. And we're even at 3 each in this fourth set. Owen Wynn on serve for the Yellow Jackets. Jumping right-hander, played by Norman. Up to Valente, over to Contreras. Through a block, and it's down for a Banana Slugs point. Substitutions for UC Santa Cruz. Dylan Foreman comes back. And checking in for the first time today, it's Logan Taylor, who will go on serve. He's a 6-foot setter from Fresno, California. And the southpaw hits it into the net for a service error. Point to the Yellow Jackets. Whiteside and Abercrombie come back on for the Yellow Jackets. Abercrombie will go on serve. Sullenberger and Reed Fisher will check out. Abercrombie floats it over. It's played by Contreras. Up to Taylor. Hit over by Foreman, but dug out by Wynn. It'll be played over to Hoffmeister on a tip, and it's a dive from Taylor to keep it alive. Tipped over by Foreman. Wynn up to Junker. Right side attack for a Latham. Dug out by Taylor. It's hit by Erickson and punched over on a free by Norman. It's played over to Latham once more, and Latham absolutely crushed it out of bounds. Point to UC Santa Cruz. Fisher will check in and immediately check out to get Sullenberger on the floor. AJ Contreras will go on serve for UC Santa Cruz. And he sends it long out of bounds. It's a service error, and we're even at 5 here in the fourth set. Carson Junker on serve now for the Yellow Jackets. Played by Espinoza, up to Taylor, over to Norman, through a block attempt on a dive. Sullenberger tried to keep it alive and was unable to do so. It's a point for the Banana Slugs. Erickson on serve for UC Santa Cruz. UCSC leads it by a point. It's played by Sullenberger, up to Junker, over to Wynn on a back row attack, and it's ruled out of bounds by the line judge, but the official in the stand says, that's a Yellow Jacket point. Riley Norman wanted a word with that official. He'll get it. He gets the explanation. But the Yellow Jackets, more importantly, get the point. And Ted Hoffmeister will be on serve. He'll float it over. Norman tight to the net to Taylor, and it's punched over by Ethan Makashima. That ball was nearly all the way across the net before Taylor could lift it for a set. Lift is the wrong word. That's an incorrect. That's actually an illegal move. He did not lift it before he could elevate it. Valente in to serve for the Banana Slugs. It's punched over by Whiteside on a dive. Espinoza keeps it alive. Nakashima sets it up, and it's hit off of a deflection out of bounds by AJ Contreras for a UC Santa Cruz point. Valente will stay on serve with the Banana Slugs leading it by an 8-6 count here in the fourth set. Hoffmeister to Junker, over to Latham on the right side. It's through a block and it's down for the Yellow Jacket point. Whiteside and Sullenberger check out. Reed Fisher and Michael Beard come in. Beard goes on serve for the Yellow Jackets. It's played by Contreras up to Valente. Noy Fisher with the swing and the point for UC Santa Cruz. Whiteside and Sullenberger will sub back in. Michael Beard will sub out. Whiteside will join him on the bench as Sullenberger will check in. And Riley Norman goes on serve for UC Santa Cruz. The jumping right-handed serve into the tape and down on the Banana Slug side of the court for a Yellow Jacket point. And it'll be Daniel Latham who's on serve. He tosses it high in the air and it smashes it over with the right hand. It's played up to Valente. Noy Fisher hits the post that extends from the net. It's a Yellow Jacket point. We're even at 9 here in the fourth set. Latham stays on serve. And that's going to sail just a little bit too long. And it will be UC Santa Cruz picking up the point and serve with Ethan Makashima going on serve. It's played by Wynn. Up to Junker. Over to Hoffmeister. Through a block. It's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Nico Espinoza checks back in for the Banana Slugs as Ethan Makashima will take a seat. Owen Wynn will go on serve. Jumping right-handed serve, crashes into the net. It's a point for UC Santa Cruz. And Taylor and Foreman will check in. Noy Fisher and Caio Valente will check out for UC Santa Cruz. Taylor on serve, left-handed serve handled by Sullenberger. Quick tip by Junker, and it's down for the point as it got right in front of Riley Norman, and down for the Yellow Jackets to even the score at 11 here in the fourth set. Abercrombie checks in to go on serve. Whiteside checks in up front. Fisher and Sullenberger check out. Abercrombie floats it over. It's played by Espinoza up to Taylor. It'll be tipped over by Contreras, dug out by Whiteside. Over to Junker now to Hoffmeister on the left side. He hits it into a block, but it's kept alive by Abercrombie. Sent over on a free by Owen Wynn, and it's down for a Yellow Jacket point off for the first touch by the Banana Slugs. Oh, goodness, you don't see a point off of a free ball very often, but a miscommunication by UC Santa Cruz gives the Yellow Jackets the point. Abercrombie on serve. Espinoza to Taylor. Over to Foreman through a block, and it's down for a UC Santa Cruz point. Abercrombie subs out. Reed Fisher comes in and then is lifted for Jack Sullenberger. AJ Contreras on serve for UC Santa Cruz. Played by Hoffmeister, up to Junker, back to Hoffmeister. He tips it through a block, and it's down for a Yellow Jacket point. Carson Junker will go on serve for the Yellow Jackets. They lead at 13-12 here in this fourth set. It's played by Contreras, up to Taylor. Big swing from Erickson, and he sends it out of bounds. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Erickson tried to play it tight to the sideline, and it went a little further than he planned on. That will give the Yellow Jackets a 2-point advantage. Junker stays on serve. Jumping right-hander is going to sail wide of the sideline, and the serve and the point go over to UC Santa Cruz. Espinoza checks out. And Erickson goes on serve, and that's a service error as he hits it into the net. So point and serve to the Yellow Jackets. It'll be Ted Hoffmeister who will serve for BW. It's a dive from Norman to keep it alive, and Foreman with a crushing hit that's sent right back over on the first attempt. Now Makashima has it blocked at the net. Norman keeps it alive to Taylor. Back to Norman. Through a block, and it's down for a UC Santa Cruz point. Some out-of-rhythm hits there, but credit to UC Santa Cruz for sticking with it and getting the point. Foreman and Taylor check out. Valente and Noy Fisher return. Valente goes on serve. Sullenberger to Junker, over to Wynn, and that will be blocked out of bounds by UC Santa Cruz. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Beard and Fisher come back in for Whiteside and Sullenberger. Beard will go on serve. Beard with the jumping right-hander. Espinoza keeps it alive. Nakashima has it blocked. Valente elevates it. Norman on the outside, tips it over. Beard to Hoffmeister, over to Wynn, and Wynn puts it over. And it's kept alive, and now Wynn with a hit. And a point will be awarded to UC Santa Cruz for Owen Wynn getting 2 hits. That is a missed opportunity for the Yellow Jackets. UC Santa Cruz was out of system, and BW had a golden opportunity to extend their lead, and they were unable to do so. Riley Norman on serve now. Off the top of the net, played by Sullenberger. Up to Junker, over to Wynn on the left side. It's blocked, and it's blocked out of bounds by UC Santa Cruz. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Daniel Latham on serve. Latham with a jumping right-hander, played all the way over on the reception. Sullenberger to Junker, over to Wynn on a tip, and it's kept alive by Contreras to Valente, over to Noe Fisher off the top of a block. Hoffmeister to Junker, over to Hoffmeister. Back row attack is down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Timeout on the floor by UC Santa Cruz. Well, we have this break in the action. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, we'll finish the 4th set for you on BWYellowJackets.com. I'd like to see. I'd like to see if I can get a hold of his dad and do like a feature on everybody. He will. Oh, his dad will do it. Okay. He's at every home meet. So. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where it's men's volleyball action. BW in front, 18-15 here in the 4th set. They're up 2-1. Latham on serve. It's played up to Valente. Back row attack from Norman. Sullenberger to Junker, over to Wynn on the left side. It's blocked, but kept alive on a dive by Latham. And Hoffmeister will put it up, and it will be put over by Owen Wynn for the kill on the tip. The Yellow Jackets pick up another point, and they lead it 19-15 here in the 4th set. Daniel Latham stays on serve. Jumping right-hander is smoked out of bounds. Point will go over to UC Santa Cruz. Erickson comes back for Espinoza. Ethan Makashima will go on serve for the Banana Slugs. Riley Norman, Caio Valente, AJ Contreras, and Noe Fisher on the floor as it's a service error by Makashima. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Reed Fisher, Carson Junker, Ted Hoffmeister, Daniel Latham, Jack Sullenberger, and Owen Wynn on the floor. Owen Wynn will go on serve. Quick substitution. Nico Espinoza comes back for UC Santa Cruz. He's their defensive specialist. Owen Wynn hits it into the net. It's a service error for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Point and serve go over to UC Santa Cruz. Fisher and Valente check out. Taylor and Foreman check in for UC Santa Cruz. Taylor on serve. The southpaw sends it over. Wynn to Junker. Over to Latham on the back row attack. Dug out by Norman to Taylor. Now to Contreras through a block. Sullenberger up to Junker. Quick hit by Fisher, blocked, but Owen Wynn backs it up. Now Hoffmeister on the end. Tips it down for the Yellow Jacket point. BW with a 21-17 advantage here in the 4th set. Abercrombie comes on along with Colby Whiteside. Sullenberger and Fisher check out. Abercrombie will go on serve. It's played up to Taylor, over to Foreman, through a block attempt, and it's out of bounds, says the line judge, but the point is awarded to Santa Cruz by the stand umpire. And he had a much better view of it than I did. I will defer to his expertise as A.J. Contreras goes on serve. It's played by Wynn. Up to Junker, back row attack from Wynn. It's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Carson Junker on serve for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Jumping right-hander played by Espinoza, up to Taylor, over to Norman, dug out by Wynn, to Junker, over to Hoffmeister. It's down for the point, but the Yellow Jackets are called for an infraction, and the point and serve will go over to the Banana Slugs. Evan Erickson will drop back to serve for UC Santa Cruz. Played by Sullenberger. Over to Wynn for the set. Hoffmeister right side attack. Taylor keeps it alive with the one-handed dig. Now Norman hits it through a block. Wynn backs it up to Junker. Over to Latham on the left side. It's down for a Yellow Jacket kill. Daniel Latham with the finish at the net. Timeout on the floor by UC Santa Cruz. That's the Banana Slugs' second and final timeout of the fourth set. And while we have this opportunity, I want to remind you once more that tonight's matches in the BW Men's Volleyball Invitational are being brought to you by University Hospital, Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's matches are also brought to you by City Barbecue, celebrating 25 years of competition quality barbecue, the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893, Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider, Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics, Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying today's matches in the BW Men's Volleyball Invitational on BWYellowJackets.com. 23-19 is our score here in the fourth set. The Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets lead it, and they're up 2-1. Chance to close it out here. Hoffmeister will go on serve. Junker, Sullenberger, Latham, Whiteside, and Wynn on the floor with him. Taylor, Makashima, Foreman, Espinoza, Norman, and Contreras on the floor for UC Santa Cruz, and it's Norman who comes up with the kill to put UC Santa Cruz back on serve. Valente and Noy Fisher come back for UC Santa Cruz. Taylor and Foreman check out, and it will be Valente who will go on serve. It's played up by Sullenberger to Junker, over to Wynn on the left side, into a block, and it's down for a UC Santa Cruz point. Valente will stay on serve. Floats it over. Wynn up to Junker. Back to Wynn on the left side. It's down for a kill, and it's match point for Baldwin Wallace. They lead it 24-21. And check that. An overrule by the stand umpire. Says that ball was wide of the line. The point goes to the Banana Slugs. So it's 23-22. Yellow Jackets lead down to 1. Well, we have this break. I want to remind you one final time that tonight's matches in the BW Men's Volleyball Invitational are being brought to you by University Hospital, Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. Tonight's matches are also brought to you by City Barbecue, celebrating 25 years of competition quality barbecue, the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893, Chuck Ratuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying tonight's matches on BWYellowJackets.com. Caio Valente stays on serve for the Banana Slugs. It's played by Hoffmeister up to Junker, over to Latham on the right side, and that's going to be down for a kill. And now the Yellow Jackets go on match point. And it will be Colby Whiteside who will serve for Baldwin Wallace. Reed Fisher subs in, Jack Sullenberger checks out. Whiteside sends it into the net. And that's a service error. Point for the Banana Slugs. Jackets still on match point, though. They lead at 24-23 here in the fourth set. And it's Riley Norman who will serve it up for UC Santa Cruz. It's played by Hoffmeister to Junker, over to Wynn, and it's going to be down for a kill. And that is your match. Baldwin Wallace defeats the number 13 team in the country, the UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs. Baldwin Wallace improves to 4-1 on the season. They're 2-0 at home. The Banana Slugs fall to 6-4 overall. They are now 1-2 in true road matches. Both teams will be in action tomorrow. UC Santa Cruz has a doubleheader in front of them as they will play the 10 a.m. match against the Milwaukee School of Engineering, and then turn around and play in a top 15 match against St. John Fisher, the number 11 team in the country, at 12 p.m. sharp. And then at 2:30 p.m. approximately, Baldwin Wallace will be in action against the number 11 team in the country, the St. John Fisher Cardinals, in the final match of the BW Men's Volleyball Invitational. Once again, Baldwin Wallace pulling the upset tonight as they win this one 19-25, 25-20, 26-24, 25-23 to improve to 4-1 on the year and protect home court once more. They improve to 2-0 here at Ursprung Gymnasium. BW just one match on the schedule tomorrow. It's a 2:30 showdown with the number 11 team in the country, the St. John Fisher Cardinals. The UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs have a doubleheader in store at 10 a.m. against the Milwaukee School of Engineering Raiders, and at noon approximately against the St. John Fisher Cardinals. For everyone here at Baldwin Wallace, thanks for tuning in to tonight's volleyball action. It was a blast bringing it to you. I'm Matt Florjancic. I'll see you tomorrow for the final day of the BW Volleyball Invitational. Until then, have a great night, everybody. And as always, go Jackets!